Welcome to So Bad It's Good. You guys, we had such insanity happen today. This is Thursday. I don't know when you'll be watching this or hearing this, but Thursday we got the Vanderpump Rules, not the finale trailer. No, we already got that. We now have the reunion trailer. We got our first look at the reunion that we've heard so much about. And you guys, it did not disappoint, but we see so much, and we're going to break down this beat by beat. We've got it pulled up right here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can watch along with us. If not, you're going to hear the audio, but we're going to painstakingly go through this beat by beat like we always do. You guys, I mean, it's just so much. I mean, listen, I just did a 3-hour recap of this week's episode. That is way too long. But there's so much to dissect. And then they throw this trailer at you and you're seeing more. You're seeing Raquel still completely still. Like, I don't even know if Raquel knows she's on this show at this point. Like, I'm so befuddled. And by the way, we see in this reunion trailer, it's Tom Sandoval's last hurrah with his porn star mustache. So when you watch this with me, just realize, just have that Boys to Men song, like it's so hard to say goodbye to your creepy mustache. Woo. So we're going to go through this beat by beat. We'll start, and then we'll call it a day for this. But if you're listening to the audio version, don't worry. We're going to keep going with all of your Vanderpump news of the week. Poo-poo head. DJ James Kennedy kills it in this trailer. DJ James Kennedy is so good at speaking in t-shirt slogans. This guy knows his way around something that just brain worms. It just earworms into my brain everything that he says. Okay, so are you ready to start? Okay, get ready, you guys. So we're going to start it right now. We're going to go through this beat by beat. Are you ready? It's going to knock you off your coal mining asses, you guys. Here we go.
How did this go from a one-night stand to a full relationship between the two of you?
Okay, you guys. So we see a reunion set and we hear this kind of creepy, it's like a little bit of Twin Peaks, a little bit like of a Dateline murder mystery, kind of the music of he said goodbye to his wife that night, or did he? And then they always have that creepy music in the background. That's how this trailer starts off. And it's a very red tone. I'm looking at Sandoval's red face right here, but it's just red and you see everybody laid out, all of these reunion outfits that we have already seen. And then Andy says,
how did this go from a one-night stand to a full relationship between the two of you?
Tom kind of plays he does something weird with his lips. He's he's nervous. And then they have a shot of Raquel. And Raquel, like I said, doesn't look like she knows where she's legitimately at. The thing is, and I'm not giving anybody credit for pain points here. Truly, I'm not, because I think Sandoval is one of the worst actors we've seen on this show in a long time. But Sandoval's playing the role that you would like. He looks a little bit tortured, right? Raquel legitimately looks like she's just chilling. She's at a DMV. She's kind of just, hey, what's going on here? Does not know. I would not be able to tell by looking at her that she is, just from this image, that she is upset. She looks completely poised. And I don't mean that as a compliment. I would almost be a little more reassured if I could tell she looked tortured. And I know that might sound unfair because that doesn't show us the person's heart. There's sometimes their outward shell, but this looks wild, you guys. But that's the question we all want to know. When did this start from a little hanky-panky to a full-blown affair? 10 seasons in. Tom is literally a 58-year-old man, and Raquel's a 19-year-old girl. I mean, it's similar, they're just different ages. So that's the money question, okay? Oh my God, it is like Paranormal Activity. All of a sudden they hit you with boom, and it says that, what does it say? It says the scandal that changed. And then it says the scandal that changed everything. And then everything flashes like I legitimately think, and I don't want to put rumors out there, I think Raquel might actually reveal herself to be a demon, because this seems like horror movie editing. It really seems like I would love if they came back from this dark screen of that changed everything and just everybody's dead and Andy's running. Help me, help me. I'm a father. So all of a sudden you're just scared. You're like 10 seconds in and I'm legitimately scared.
Tom, you are in love.
Tom, you are in love. And there's a tight shot of Tom's face. And he looks like he's in that 80s band, like Aha, like Take on Me or Flock of Seagulls. And he's like, you said my name. What's up, Andy? What's going on, dude? He's like, Tom, you are in love. Okay, black screen again, and it says The Reunion. That uncovers the whole story. Okay. And now it actually gets serious again. I can't, because then it cuts to Ariana in the beautiful red dress, but a tight shot of her face. And she starts to say, I can't think of two
worst people. I can't. I don't see.
Okay, but that's it right there. I can't think of two worst people. I can't. And for all you naysayers all there, all you flat earthers that think this is all fake, look at that. Look at that. Like, does this all look fake to you? Do you think, like, Ariana's a pretty good actor. I've seen her act before, but you think come on, that's true pain. That's why it's so weird also to compare that to Raquel, where there's nothing. There's nothing. I was like, I don't know. I keep saying this, but I was weirdly hoping we would see Raquel in that same of like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. But we see Ariana that's really gone through it at this point. Because what it was is a couple weeks after all of this got revealed, right? And she's like, I can't think of two worse humans, because at that point it was her boyfriend of 10 years, 9 or 10 years, and Raquel, her new BFF, which just by the way, in this week's episode, she still stands up for and had that super creepy conversation with Raquel of like, are you and Tom having sex anymore? And she's having this conversation about her body, really personal things. And the whole time, Raquel's doing the hippity dippity with weird mustache man over here. All of a sudden, then we cut to the arrivals. We always see those at the reunion. Sometimes my favorite parts are the arrivals. Now, listen, I'm a troubled man, obviously. And I was thinking about going there that day and standing outside with like a sandwich sign that said, like Tom Sandoval, the most extras biggest fan. Like I wanted to see them all come in because this truly was history. They point out that like literally paparazzi was camped outside that entire day. Now this studio, you see Tom being helped out. He has his luggage. He's in a black trench coat, black glasses, black baseball hat. Wherever they're shooting, they have like a New York City backlot set on this soundstage. I don't know if it's Gower Studios or not. We also see Ariana come in that, like, she had that yellow sweatpants suit that said 1-800-BOYS-LIE. Great message. You've reached peak celebritydom when you start wearing messages on your outfit, because then the message is going to get out there, and Ariana did know it.
Anything good coming for either of those rats?
A reunion.
Okay. So now we're in the makeup room. Ariana's with Katie, and you would tell Ariana's voice. She's like, I can't see anything good coming for either of those rats. I mean, do you guys hear it? It almost doesn't sound like Ariana's voice. And I don't know potentially if the stress of everything had affected the voice. I'm sure it was very early in the morning, but I'm sure she has gone through a lot at this point, but it felt like it affected her voice right there. We see Katie, who looks great. She looks like she's in like this brown leather jacket with a black hoodie over it.
That may be more explosive.
Don't even look at me. You don't.
Okay, so Andy, the circus ringleader, is like, a reunion that must be so explosive that you're going to fart charcoal for the next year. Like Andy always pumps it up, but this time he's really got something. The one thing you'll see that they left out here of like, Andy will usually at this part go, a 5-part reunion, and he doesn't say that. Now, my sources say, and my sources are some of the people that actually are, work and are on this show, is that they started early, but it did get so intense, and they ended before 7 p.m., which is very unusual if you follow reunions. The Beverly Hills reunion, all of those go like usually till midnight, and you'll see Andy post those things of like, still here, Calgon, take me away. You'll see all those. This wrapped up before 7 p.m. So what I had heard was that it got so intense that even every time they tried to go to a different topic, it would immediately come back in some way of like, James, how was Imagine Festival this year? Well, Andy, I'll tell you, it was great, but it wasn't as good as making fun of this dumb fat motherfucker Tom Sandoval, poo-poo head. But he's got something really intense here. And the shots of Tom, I mean, Tom truly does look like Dead Man Walking. He's just like, my last meal, Andy, is like a bucket of KFC and, just a nice diet slice, something like that.
At me. You don't deserve.
Oh, yeah. So Ariana was like, don't look at me. You don't deserve to look at this. And she does one of those, like kind of a sexy girl move. Like, you don't deserve to look at this greatness. Look at these boobies. Look at this form-fitting red dress. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, but she does one of those kind of like snap kind of things. I don't even know but anyways, she was like, you don't look at this. And Raquel was like, can I look at that? Am I allowed to look, or is it just Tom not allowed to look?
To look at this.
And dramatic.
James and Lala can't talk because they until
I wasn't your best friend.
Okay, so Raquel, poor Raquel. I mean, not poor Raquel. She's asked Rachel. She's really brought all of this on. She's like, James and Lala can't talk because they fucked. And that, like, literally, Lindsay Hubbard activated Lala. Lala literally stands up. And, like, you got to see the still frame picture of this because it's hysterical. It is just, like, Lala pointing with these long fingernails. She's got this, what is, like, a kind of like a vinyl cheetah outfit on. Her makeup and hair are on point. And you literally see her and DJ James Kennedy, who are sitting next to each other. They get completely activated. He's like, let's go. It's time. This is what we've trained for. All right. What's up, you fat fox? It's me, DJ James Kennedy, fresh off the Imagine Festival, to tell Raquel and Tom to fuck off. But Lala's like,
then anything we've seen.
Sorry, I gotta go back here.
Then anything we.
Yeah. He goes, you can't talk about me, ho. And you hear DJ James Kennedy in the background go, I was 25. So, yeah, I love when DJ James Kennedy said, it's like, I can cheat because I was 25. If you're 41, that's illegal. It's illegal in the United States of America. Come on, I was 25. Then we cut to a scene of Sheena walking in. And remember, Sheena was not allowed to be on stage with Rocky, Raquel, Rachel at the same time because of the TRO, the restraining order, right? So they had to film those scenes with Sheena separately. So Raquel was not supposed to be there. Also, it is interesting. We were told that they took away, I was told, I think everybody was told that they took away the cast's phones even when they got there. They weren't allowed to post or have their phones, supposedly. That was what we were told. That comes into play later in this trailer. So Sheena walks in here with her big bag of goodies.
We've seen in the show's 10-year history.
Okay. Talking about, stuff that we haven't seen in this show's 10-year history, which really just take a second and think about what Andy is saying there. This show has been like king of dramatic shit mountain things that have happened to people. You got Jax, effing Dodie during the movie Drive, Sandoval's girlfriend at the time. You had Stassi finding out, smacking the shit out of Dodie. You've had horrible thing after horrible thing. You had Schwartz cheating on Katie multiple times. You had Sandoval with Dodie, but then moved to Ariana, and there was like Miami Girl with Sandoval. All of these amazing things. But he says, you haven't seen this in the show's 10-year history. You had Sheena walking in, and then you get this random, like, just single shot of Tom alone in front of a makeup mirror, which I kind of feel like is almost foreshadowing in what's to come for Tom's life. He's like, time to go out there and perform with the most extras again. I'm here to slapping the grief paint on. So he's there. And this is why I was wondering about the phones, because we see Tom has a phone. He's hunched over with a phone in his hand, which I was just wondering if he was just laughing at all the silly memes. He's like, these guys are really funny out there. Like, this is a really tragic thing, but people are really turning some laughs, and I just need it right now. So then we come back up to the reunion. We see Katie in her beautiful black dress with the silver neck thing on.
She has a long history of diminishing my friendships.
We're friends with.
Okay. So now we have Schwartz looking like some kind of weird, studious Pillsbury doughboy. Like he almost kind of looks like a Pinocchio, like a little ventriloquist dummy. There's like a lot of things, like the glasses. It's all not working. You know, it really. He goes, Andy, Katie has very bad track record of diminishing my friendships. Katie goes,
Everyone, you're like a serial killer's wet dream.
Katie goes, you're literally friends with everyone. You're a serial killer's wet dream. Guys, I'm tired. I've been tired all day. I don't really, you know, I got to tell you, he really is friends with everyone. Like he truly is. But why is that a serial killer's wet dream though? Is a serial killer's wet dream that Tom would be friends with everybody? Like, is she saying that Tom's a serial killer? Is she saying that a serial killer would like Tom because he has a bunch of friends that he can kill because he's a serial killer? I didn't necessarily understand, but I laughed. I'll tell you that much. Didn't get it, but I went, ha, 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 Katie, I love it. Yeah, you tell Tom. I still don't get it. And I know I know you guys are all screaming at your screens right now. And I just didn't get it. Anyways, they flashed to Tom really quick and he's like, oh, Katie.
I do have something for you. This was filed today, I believe.
Okay, so Andy in this very important scene goes, I do have something for you, Sheena. This was filed today. And he has this really weirdly folded up piece of paper. I feel like Andy should have like put this in an envelope or he should have passed this off to too crumply for what I would imagine Andy Cohen. This is a very important document. And it turns out to be Sheena finally got full custody of the penguin she bought Adam a couple of seasons ago. Finally. No. We don't find out what this is, but obviously this is the restraining order dropped. So Raquel filed paperwork and gave it to Andy to give to Sheena. So this was probably Raquel's big moment of like, I wanted to say that I'm sorry and I dropped all charges, which is so fucked up when you think about it. Like, Sheena is admitted to pushing Raquel when she found out about this and broke her phone, okay? But she didn't hit her. That was the big part, like the big bone of contention in this whole thing, where Sheena was like, I did not do that. I know exactly what I did. And by the way, Sheena is probably very clear in what she did. Sheena just strikes me as that person of like, you'll know when I hit you. You'll know. And she's like, my nails can't even make a fist. So this was the dismissal of that. But just remember, like, this is how real it was. This was a real thing. Sheena was very worried about this. Sheena had to lawyer up when her lawyer was like just as sassy as Sheena is. Her dude lawyer was literally like, Rachel, what's up, Rachel? But remember, this had real consequences. And it also was kind of like a shame on you, Raquel, that you did this in the first place. Like this, these are all things that you did. It does not, it never excuses hitting somebody, but she didn't hit her. Like, but you did do something so wrong to so many people that you were going to get a negative backlash. And for you to try to save face by throwing somebody under the bus and actually risk a lot of that really could have messed up certain things. So this is Andy giving her that, and Sheena immediately breaks down into tears. Okay, so then all of a sudden the black screen, and it's black screen, and it's like, what is the truth? And then it goes, what is the truth? And it flashes 3 times, and the what is the truth gets closer to the screen.
Making you and me to be pathological liars.
I see that, yeah. Even though we know that we're not.
Okay, now this is a scene that I cannot wait to see what the fuck it's about. Because it's Sandoval and Schwartz. Sorry, it's his other love, Raquel, not Schwartz. Sandoval and Raquel in a trailer in like between a break. And he's like, obviously they're making us out to be pathological liars out there. And Raquel's like, I see that. And, you know, something of like to the effect of, but we're not. So what does that mean? Like, also, I would imagine that this is kind of interesting. And this is why I really want all these gaps to be filled in with this reunion, because guys, you understand why people think you're pathological liars too, right? Like, what is the thing that they're wrong? Like, you know, it was like, no, it was not in August. Okay, no, it was July. You're saying August. It was July. Like, what is it, like, equivalent about dates? What? Because it seems like, just from an outsider's perspective, it seems like you did lie a lot. So I'm really curious to hear what their story is. But once again, we see Raquel being just very casual. She's changed out of a reunion outfit. I don't know if this is before her part or after her part, but it is weird. It just feels like, once again, Raquel doesn't really understand anything that's happening. Then we get the black screen again, and it's like, what is it? And what is a lie? I like that this reunion takes on the big questions, not what is the lie, what is a lie? So I'm like, whoa, are we finally going to get a very strict Bravo definition of what a lie is? Like, I'm all ears. This is amazing. Like, we're really going to figure out? I mean, it's like seeing Bigfoot in Bravo land.
When did you find out that they're f***ing, dude?
Late August. Told me
Late
that.
August?
Yeah.
Oh
What?
no.
That's
Did
when
you
you
guys
told
not
me.
put your timelines together to match?
This is legit. There's so many favorite parts of this, but it was like, okay, so Katie's like, dude, Tom, when did you find out about him and Raquel? And Schwartz is like, late August, which would, like, I talked about this in the recap of it, which would go against everything that Schwartz had set up to that point. Because remember, when this initially all got out, even Dodie was like, I believe that Schwartz only found out a month ago. Okay. And then this happened right here, which then leads me to believe when Schwartz, the reunion had already been filmed and Schwartz did Watch What Happens Live, right? And that's the first time we heard Schwartz say August. Up to that point, we still were with the month thing that we had heard initially. So this is where that lie initially came, like, came out that it was a lie. And so Schwartz then was comfortable enough to say that on Watch What Happens Live. So Katie says that, he goes, like August? And Sandoval's like, what? What are you talking about, August? What? So that wasn't what Sandoval potentially wanted Schwartz to say in terms of the timeline. And Lala, this is like a great basketball player or something. I don't really know sports that well, but I'm just going to use basketball. It's like you throw a ball to somebody, or, you throw a ball and the person, I don't even play. I'm like, you throw a ball, the guy that you want, he's not open, so you have to go at the last minute. And that guy's like, I'm over here. So this is said, and Lala immediately picks up on it and goes, oh shit, oh snap. You guys didn't get together on your timeline, did you? Let me listen to that one more time. It's so good.
Dude.
Late August. Told me
Late
that.
August?
August?
Oh
What?
no.
That's
Did
when
you
you
guys
told
not
me.
put your timelines together to match?
Oh no, did you not put your timelines together to match? I mean, it really is. If you're going to have this kind of big lie and there's like TV and all of that stuff, it really is one of those things. Google Calendar is a great way to organize. I've used a lot of organizational apps, and it is hard in Sandoval and Schwartz's defense, but it's one of those big things of like, we should at least on the big things, the little things we can fill in, but those big ones of like, when did you know? Let's be really solid. Also, is anybody else worried about Tom Sandoval's hair? It's not even about the mustache at this point, which, by the way, it's creepy, but I am missing the mustache. It's almost even creepier without the mustache now. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how cold are you? The hair though, it's this weird, like it's becoming this weird bouffant. It's almost starting to feel like a hairpiece. Like there's an Elvis Liberace thing happening here. If you just see it, and if like the hairline, I guess, is strong, but and I know I'll never get this opportunity, but I kind of want to it looks like it goes like it starts there and he combs it way back. And I want to comb it way forward and see how far it goes down. Like, do you think that goes past his chin? Like, I'm just looking at the image right here. It looks, I know I'm getting caught up in a detail here, but it's one of those things that I hope that they talk about at the reunion. Like, Tom, listen, Annie from Detroit asks, how far does your hair go down? Does it go past the chin? But anyways, Tom looks very flustered and a little angry in this moment.
I have been super selfish.
Selfish does not cover it.
So he goes, I have been super selfish. And we see a shot of Katie rolling her eyes. Katie is one of the great eye rollers of reality television. I think we've seen that over 10 years. Certain seasons, you don't like her eye rolling. Certain seasons, you like it. I like it right now. So once again, we see Raquel like, I have been super selfish. Like, what is the selfish part? Like, selfish in the sense of like, I was just thinking about getting my rocks off. I just wanted Tom to hit it from the front and hit it from the back. I'm selfish. And by the way, I will say, Raquel, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm homely myself. Raquel looks very homely usually without the makeup and stuff like that, but she looks really good. I'm trying to give her a compliment. She gets very good. We know we saw with that TMZ video, she got her nails did. Remember Josh's video from TMZ? Like, okay. Raquel, hey, Raquel, hey, what's that deal where you were cheating with Tom? What do you think that's all about? Okay. Anyway, she looks good here. And Ariana immediately says, selfish doesn't even begin to cover it. I'm just hoping Raquel doesn't seem like she has a huge grasp of the English language. So I'm hoping she meant a much bigger word than selfish, because selfish is like, I took the last ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? Like I took the last piece of cake. I don't know why I keep using desserts. I think I'm really hungry.
Diabolical, demented, subhuman.
Poo-poo head.
Ariana goes, diabolical, demented. And then she like kind of loses it for like just the briefest of seconds. And then she comes up with subhuman, which is subhuman. And that leads me to believe maybe Raquel is half cyborg. I know you think that's crazy, but have you seen the stuff going on with artificial intelligence right now? I know this sounds crazy, but if you watch movies, there's a good chance that Raquel is AI. Okay? She's learning from herself. And there seems a coldness, an almost robotic-like thing. And we've got to put a stop to this artificial intelligence. I'm just going to say it right now. Anyways, she says all of these subhuman, and then DJ James Kennedy, they give a quick shot to him. He looks so intense. He's like, and I'm like, what is that? This guy's going to fucking nail this girl to a wall. And he goes, poo-poo head. Yes. Poo-poo head. Poo.
Both of you, poo-poo heads.
And he goes, poo-poo head. And then he goes, yes, both of you, poo-poo heads. Both. Two poo-poo heads. And we see a shot of Sandoval, Schwartz, and Raquel. The terror trio right there. Just the hot tub and threesome that they are. We see a shot of them, and it's just like monkey see, monkey do. It is really a very, this would be a great like still photo to frame for my house one day. If I ever get a house, that would be amazing. But okay, poo-poo head. I did not see that, but then I was like, it's almost anti-genius. It's almost genius because it's so not genius, because Ariana was nailing them. And then, you think James Kennedy is going to like, yes, and makes it even more intense. And he goes, poo-poo head. It's almost like he's like, pull my finger, Andy, now. Pull it now. You too, Sandoval, poo-poo. But he says poo-poo head, a very childish thing, but it works. It's weirdly genius. And there's both of you, poo-poo heads. So you got Sandoval in this shot, this reaction shot, looking completely guilty and beaten. You look Schwartz completely guilty and beaten. And by the way, Schwartz smells just like he smelled in this past week's episode. He was just rubbing lemon wedges all over his oily body. This guy doesn't shower. It. And then you have Raquel, once again, not knowing completely where she's at. Like, I have no idea if Raquel really wanted to piss people off, she would wear that lightning bolt necklace. Now, I do want to say something too, is that one of Ariana's requests was that Sandoval and Raquel not be seated next to each other. And I was told that day that they were having them seated next to each other, even though Ariana requested they didn't. Now, I think there was a compromise here with that they ended up putting Schwartz in between. And that's actually a really good metaphor for their entire relationship of these three knuckleheads and all the damage and this whole time they said they just wanted to open a bar. It's like, no, they wanted to blow up all of their lives.
James,
I'm going to get sent for a timeout.
Okay, so Andy was not having the poo-poo head because Andy has 2 children of his own. And they're probably already past the stage of saying poo-poo head. But, and by the way, Ben, Andy's son, probably would love DJ James Kennedy. He's like, yeah, poo-poo heads. But Andy's looking down. He's like, James. And James like, what? Am I going to get put in a timeout? And you see something you've never really seen before this year. Katie Maloney giggling at DJ James Kennedy for once. And you see Ariana giggling at a moment of levity, right?
This person that has loved you and defended.
Oh my God, I forgot Lisa Vanderpump was even on this show. Like, I literally was like, who is that? But Lisa goes, this person that loves you is on this show.
Be honest.
I'm being honest. You backstabbing hoe.
Get in my face again.
You backstabbing hoe. I'm DJ James Kennedy, top man, and you're a backstabbing hoe. I think he was saying that to Raquel, but there's a chance he was saying it to Sandoval too, because I think he has a deep love and admiration, or had, for Sandoval, so he could say that Sandoval's a backstabbing hoe as well. It works interchangeably. I also think you could call Schwartz a backstabbing hoe as well. And Sandoval, you can tell he starts to like step up, like he's like, ooh, starts to be all tough, like, you know, all mustachioed.
Stabbing hoe.
Get in my face again. I'll you up, motherfucker.
Get in my face again. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. Like Sandoval's like, oh, get in my face. And that's all DJ James Kennedy needs to hear. He, like, literally, this is like his last song at Imagine Festival. He immediately gets up. I'm shocked he didn't take off his shirt. He's like,
I'll you up so quickly, Tom. You're a worm with a mustache.
oh, I will fuck you up so quickly, Tom. You're a worm with a mustache. Now that, just building on the poo-poo head. Poo-poo head, amazing, right? Something very different than James, not really smart, but then worm with a mustache, like just he's literally thinking in t-shirts. He's thinking visuals. I mean, everybody is now making a worm with a mustache memes. I mean, truly amazing. And you know what? I never thought of Tom as a worm with a mustache, but that's all I can see now. And sadly, now he's just a worm after he shaved his mustache. And you see Tom's hair is also getting tired because it's now just flopping everywhere. You see the little pieces. Everybody's standing up. Lisa Vanderpump standing up. And I'm assuming Ken, you know, goes like, hey, did you know Raquel dated Tom Sandoval's? And oh, where am I? So it's just really intense. This is supposedly Andy got involved as well. Now, here's the thing. Violence, never the option, right? But I mean, there is a part of me that, like, James talks tough. Like, does James have any fighting skills? Sandoval kind of strikes me as one of those guys that like dabbled in Taekwondo when he was in junior high, and he was pretty adept at it. He was probably one of those guys of like, dude, I can totally, like, he was like younger, so he's like, dude, I can bust these like wood chops with my thing. Like, I could see him being really like potentially into some sort of martial arts at some point. But I almost want to think DJ James Kennedy has kind of that anger strength that could just be like, and he's so like tiny in life, but at the same time, he's got muscles. And now Sandoval, I don't think, is eating much lately and stuff. So he's probably tired. He's weak. And just, I mean, he's older. Like, listen, I'm old too. I don't think I could last enough. My knees are so bad. But who do you think? Like, we'll never really know, right? Bravo. Actually, this is a great idea. We should do cage matches between reality stars just to see. Wouldn't you want to know who could take who?
My cards.
I need a break.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Andy's cards got all messed up. And I'm sure those are like, you know, those are in order. So would it be great if Andy's completely like, he just starts asking questions from the first part of the reunion. He's like, damn it. Oh, the cards, man. Oh, I love it that it's not the threat of physical violence against each other. He's like, okay, now you did it. These are my cards. And then we cut to outside. Tom Sandoval's in his, you know, I'm a rebel outfit. He's like black. He's got his Diet Slice. He's got his black trench coat, very Matrix, black glasses. And then you see Raquel now in her third outfit of the day, I want to point out, because the sweater number in the trailer was different. Now she's almost in this kind of like sandy grease little black number of like, tell me about it, stud, but potentially mentally challenged. And she has her vape, and you can tell she's like blowing out vape smoke. I can only see this because I'm freeze framed. And Tom, you know, Tom's a big cigarette smoker, if you guys don't know. He is. He just is. I've seen it multiple times. And he's not a vapor. He's an actual old school cigarette smoker. You know what? It's like the youth are more into vaping. I will say that. But a producer or a production guy's like, like, Tom, you need to film. He's like, dude, I told you, dude, I need a break, man. And this is the footage that we saw from the paparazzi people that got released to the Daily Mail and stuff the day of the reunion.
From filming. Stop filming me. I don't want a camera in my goddamn face.
Dude, I don't want a camera in my goddamn face. But I do want to point out, when you were on Howie Mandel's podcast recently, you said that it was very unfair that Ariana threatened to not film. You said it's, that she owed it to like the audience and to him and Tom. I mean, you owe it to the audience and us. And listen, you're selling out some of your Tom Sandoval and the Most Extra show. Yes, 75% of the people are there to laugh at you, but the 25% that are there to enjoy you, they're having one of the best nights of their week, or their day. So Tom's like, dude, I don't want the camera in my face, dude. And they do this weird shot because this shot's outside the trailer, but then they also suddenly have a camera in the trailer and taking video footage from inside the trailer outside to this fight. And I was like, did one of the camera guys go run in and hide all of a sudden? What, did he get scared? It was scary if that's true.
Tom, you are in love.
Oh my God. Andy he took so many pauses that I almost thought he was like, Tom, you are not the father. I was like, oh my God, is this Maury Povich all of a sudden? Tom's like, yes, all right, freedom. Tom, he goes, Tom, you are in love. And there's a shot of Tom, and there's a shot of Ariana like, but not like, I feel at this point, this might have been taken later in the day because Ariana looks completely comfortable, so much so that she literally looks like she's potentially laughing internally about how bad Tom is doing. I've always said that. And Ariana and Tom have said this together. Ariana was a good mouthpiece for Tom because Ariana always said in a loving way, she said this on my show, she's like, sometimes Tom, he's so passionate and he gets so worked up that his mind works faster than his mouth and he doesn't really properly know how to speak. So Ariana, he would ask Ariana, like even on Watch What Happens Live, to like kind of step in and kind of, she would know what he was trying to say. And my worry was that once you get to the reunion, Ariana's not going to be there for him anymore. And you sure as hell know Raquel's not going to be like, what Tom means is. Like, there's no way that's happening. So this is the first time in a long time that Sandoval is truly walking without a net on a tightrope,
Come on.
Okay, so there was just a big pause. There was a shot of Raquel because Tom, we don't hear the answer to that. And then we cut to a shot of Lala, DJ James Kennedy, and Katie.
It's a very simple question. Are you in love or are you not?
Oh. Do you think that was as magical as I did? That was, and by the way, the reunion, it doesn't even air this Wednesday. It airs the Wednesday after, okay? And then you're going to have 3 reunions and a secrets revealed episode. Now, remember what we didn't see. We saw a lot, but we didn't see a lot. And that's where it's exciting. Now, what I heard a lot is that every time, like I said earlier, they try to get to a different topic or a different person, it just always came back to them, and they eventually called it. So I believe we're going to get 3 Scandival heavy segments. Like, we're not going to sit there and ask about Imagine Festival and how it went. Like, it's not, you're not going to get, and it sucks because I feel like Schwartz especially has a lot of questions that deserve to be asked of him in regards to his relationship with Joe, his roommate, in regards to how he treated Katie for all of these seasons. I mean, there are a lot of things because this really legitimately would have been one of the biggest storylines this season if Scandival hadn't have happened. And that kind of gets taken away. A lot of this stuff we're not going to see. So it'll be interesting to see what we do get to see, but it's going to be heavy Scandival, you guys. And I don't think anybody's going to mind that. But there were other things there. Like we'll probably not get any Randall Emmett. We'll probably get Andy of like, so where are you in terms of like wanting to have another baby? How is the dawn? We'll probably get like little small questions like that. I just hope we get a little bit more time with Katie. I think she deserves it this season just to kind of put a button on her storyline for this season. What we don't see, though, any footage of, is that, remember, Andy did solo interviews with Tom Sandoval, Raquel, and Ariana. So he has 3 separate interviews, one-on-ones between each one of those people. I don't know how long those are for. I'm assuming less than 30 minutes each. So I imagine they either fold those in to one of those episodes, or maybe intersperse them throughout. Maybe you do Ariana 1, Tom 1, Raquel 1, or there's the Secrets Revealed episode, which at this point, what other fucking secrets do you guys have? I mean, it would be great if they do like Schwartz actually is a serial killer. It's like, that's like the biggest secret of like, it just didn't make the cut, but it turns out Schwartz actually is, is a serial killer. He's injured multiple people. Like, what else do you have? Like, who cares if somebody didn't pay their parking tickets at this point? Like, Schwartz got a boot on his car. Who cares? But supposedly there's going to be more secrets revealed, but that could also be just the actual episode dedicated to those solo interviews. I also had the idea, which I would still love, if Andy does interviews again with them now solo, because so much has happened since they have filmed this reunion. Okay, you guys, that is it for this trailer recap. Are you as excited as I am? This is exciting. This is what we watch. This is why we watch 2 not as good seasons to work our way up to this. It makes us believe in reality television again. And I think why we really still are so into this is because deep down, we sense that this is real. And we want to see some kind of conclusion. We want to have those questions answered. Are you in love with Raquel? That is the one thing that they are still not letting out. That is the one thing that Sandoval said, Raquel's in the TMZ interview, like Josh's like, oh, okay, where's Raquel? He's like, dude, I've told you, dude, she's in a mental health facility. You can't have phones. You can't have, you can't have visitors. And Sandoval was like really up in his face. And that's why we still don't know that answer. I think that's what everybody wants to know. And by the time this reunion was filmed so long ago, who knows if they're still together? There's so much that's happened since then. I don't know, you guys. But that's it for this. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. We have so many great things. We've had so many good interviews on this week. I know the recaps are so popular, and these are really popular, and I'm so thankful for that. But remember, we have so many Bravo celebrities on here. We had 3 of the cast members from Summer House Martha's Vineyard that I loved. It was so amazing. I had my buddy on here talking about the Writers Guild strike, one of the producers of the TV show American Dad. But we had Countess Luann on here a long time. We have so many good interviews on here. If that's your thing, check those out as well. And remember, if you're listening to this in podcast form, just hang on. You're not going to even feel it at all. We're going to do all of the rest of the Vanderpump news of the week. Have a great weekend, you guys. Bye.